All right, home builders, it is day 57, and this is called Faith to Give. 2 Corinthians 9, 6 through 8 says, "But this I say, he which soweth sparingly shall reap also sparingly, and he which soweth bountifully shall reap also bountifully. Every man according as he purposeth in his heart, so let him give, not grudgingly or of necessity, for God loveth a cheerful giver. And God is able to make all grace abound toward you, that ye, always having all sufficiency in all things, may abound to every good work." We're here at Everglades National Park, and this is an absolutely spectacular place, a really cool backdrop. It's like this right now, except for over here there was some cool fish. But even when you see grass, it's water, and you never know what's going to jump out. So hopefully nothing jumps out and grabs me. But this lesson, Faith to Give, there's an interesting, funny, really kind of sad story related by the author that came from Paul Harvey. He was a radio show host that's now in heaven, but he used to tell funny stories about people and the funny things about people. And he talked about how Butterball had set up a hotline for people to get advice about cooking turkeys for Thanksgiving dinner. And one woman calls up and says, "Can I cook a turkey that's 23 years old, that's been in my freezer for 23 years old, for 23 years? And the lady on the hotline said, "Well, as long as it's been below freezing or below zero for 23 years, sure, you can cook it. However, given the length of time that it has been in there, it almost surely is going to have lost all of its flavor." And she said, "Oh, well, that's what I thought. We'll just give it to the church." And, I thought it was interesting how that's kind of how we treat giving, and we treat those that are in need, and that we treat equipment that comes to the church. It's kind of like there's people out there who will say, "Oh, well, my computer is a little out of date. Let's get a new computer. Maybe the church can use my old one." Well, if you can't use it, why would the church be able to? Or why would the person down the street? The church I grew up in used to have a rummage sale. I hate those things. I don't understand the point. Why would you give a bunch of trash so that the church can try to make a couple of pennies from selling it? It's just ridiculous. And this verse kind of deals exactly with that. God loves a cheerful giver. And really, if we're not willing to give what we would expect to have ourselves, who are we putting first? Ourselves or our kingdom work or the Lord? So it's a pretty simple, straightforward message, but I think one that we could always get a reminder from. God loves a cheerful giver, and specifically that God is able to make all grace abound towards you. And the reason he does that is so that ye, always having all sufficiency in all things, may abound to every good work. We are able to do all of those good things because we know that we can trust that God is going to supply all of our needs in the first place. And so that's what we ought to do. I hope everyone has a great day, and look forward to seeing you in the next stop on our trip. Have a good one.